Have scientists confirmed that most of those vaccinated against COVID-19 will die soon? No, that's not true. There's no evidence the vaccines will cause widespread deaths. In fact, scientists almost universally agree that the shots will do the opposite. That they will help prevent deaths that otherwise would have been caused by the virus. The claim appeared in a video, posted to BitChute on July 3, 2021, by Will Paranormal. Titled, "Scientists Confirm. Most of Vaccinated to Die Soon. Courts Remove Mask Mandates and Premier's Power." The video opens with a message that reads, quote, "Vaccinated to begin dying this fall. They were all warned about experimental vaccines. Top scientists, doctors agree 2 billion vaccinated will die." End quote. Users on social media saw this title, description and thumbnail. Quote, "Scientists confirm. Most of vaccinated to die soon. Courts remove mask mandates and Premier's power." There is good news and bad news. The good news is that Bill C-10 is dead on the table and will not pass. More good news is that Canadian courts have removed all the illegal powers of the premiers in Canada and have said that mask mandates are also. End quote. The video opens with a man who does not identify himself talking directly to the camera. Among other things, he claims at 3 minutes, 22 seconds, quote, "Unfortunately, a lot of you, like about 80% of you that have been vaccinated, will not be around with us at this time next year, and that is a fact that scientists are now pointing out around the world." End quote. Obviously, we can't disprove something that hasn't happened yet, but there is zero evidence to support the idea that COVID-19 vaccines will lead to widespread deaths. The man did not cite any sources or scientists to back up his claim. He also alleged that COVID-19 vaccines are experimental, not even a vaccine, and that they will change your DNA. Again, the man offered no proof to substantiate his claims, none of which are true and all of which have been previously debunked. The COVID-19 vaccines available in the United States are not experimental. They have been authorized for emergency use by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA. They have also been approved in Canada. Here's what we've said before about the claim that the COVID-19 vaccines are experimental, and here's what the FDA says about them on its website. Quote, "The FDA evaluated data from clinical studies that included tens of thousands of people for each COVID-19 vaccine. The FDA authorized the vaccines because the data from these studies clearly showed that the known and potential benefits of the FDA-authorized COVID-19 vaccines outweighed the known and potential risks." End quote. Lead Stories has also previously debunked the claim that the vaccines aren't rightly vaccines. See here for that story, in which we also reported that COVID-19 vaccination does not alter a person's DNA. The COVID-19 vaccines clearly meet the definition of vaccine set by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, which can be read here and states that a vaccine stimulates a person's immune system to produce immunity to a specific disease, protecting the person from that disease. Around the 4-minute mark in the video, it cuts to footage of a man identified as David Shane. He repeats some of the earlier claims and makes new ones. At 6:30, he says, quote, "Bill Gates has bought a massive, he's the largest farm owner in the United States. He's going to let that food rot. People, we are looking at future food shortages." End quote. Although it's true that Gates is America's biggest owner of farmland, he still owns less than 0.1% of all U.S. farmland, and there's no evidence he is planning to let food rot. See our previous fact check on the subject here. At 8:34, Shane claims, quote, "There is an estimated 2 billion that are going to die in the next 2 years based on some really strong science. So fortunately, that's less than the people that have been vaccinated. That tells us that a lot of people that have been vaccinated will survive. We are going to see a lot of sterilization. A lot of the kids are not going to be able to reproduce." End quote. Again, he cited no evidence to back up his allegations. It's unclear what strong science he is referring to. Lead Stories has previously looked into the claim that the COVID-19 vaccines cause infertility and found it to be lacking credible support. See that fact check here. The CDC and FDA have produced multiple fact sheets, including this one, noting that no adverse effects on fertility have been documented or predicted by medical professionals. Lastly, The description posted alongside the video on BitChute claims the following about Canada. Quote, "The courts have also ordered that all the experimental vaccines are to halt immediately." End quote.